What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lawn Time Coming In. We are here. Today we are doing exactly what I said. We are doing a review on the 2020 TimeMaster. Come with me. Alright guys, I ain't gonna waste no time. But first, before I do waste your time, I gotta introduce you guys to somebody. I'd like to introduce you guys to the man himself, Ramrod. Ramrod, say what up to the people here.
Hey, how's it going?
Listen, I mean, if this isn't Lawn Dad 2.5 with the shirt, the fanny pack, it got speakers on there too, right?
Oh yeah.
Then I don't know what it is. Show them the crispy boys. Ready to go. Ready to go.
Ready to go. Ready to get that grass stain burnt in.
All right, so Ramrod been working with the 2020 TimeMaster for a few weeks now or so. He had a couple of cuts going on, and he got a couple of stuff that he wants to talk about it too, which you guys will see throughout this whole process. Now, before we start, let's just talk a little bit about what he has going on here. So why don't you tell the people what's happening, how much square footage, things of that nature, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. Between the front yard, the side yard, and these strips, about 250 feet worth, I got about, I think it was 4,200 square feet roughly in grass in the front yard, and then another 8,000 in the back. This is my fifth mow, I think, with the TimeMaster. I have a Troy-built 365 XP with the Honda GCV engine on it, and there's some big differences. Not just in size, but quality of cut, how much time it takes, bag size, of course.
What Ramrod's going to do here is, when you have a 2020 TimeMaster here, when it comes out the box, this is roughly how it looks when it comes out the box. Of course, it has a box up under it and not the bag on it. But the handles are folded over, and Ramrod is going to show you guys how to lift it up and how to tighten it up, and just show you guys how easy it is here.
All right, so first we'll just go ahead and lay these in, tighten it up. This little lever right here, all you do is just push it down, and you can raise it up. All right, so if you want to go down, you just, same thing as before, push down, and there's your first notch. And then you can go even lower, adjust for your height, shorter person, taller person. I like to use it on that first mow setting. Gives it a nice gentle push right here about the hips.
So once you got the handlebars and everything all taken care of, you want to check your levels here. So of course back here you have your oil, which comes in a box as well with the TimeMaster, and you can check your oil right there, standard. Next, you want to check your gas and things of that nature. You want to make sure that you use non-ethanol gas in here. That's exactly what I use, non-ethanol gas. That way, that's the best type of gas for me to flush through the system and keep everything nice and clean and long. Now remember, even though this is a big 30-inch mower, the gas tank is not that big. I believe you might get about 1.2 quarts or whatnot, like per hour in it, so always check your levels that way. Just a simple bridge and Stratton engine here. It's the 223cc. The model before, if I remember correct, I think it was like 190cc, somewhere around there. So it has been increased, which makes it a little bit more powerful, a little bit more faster to go. So here we have two blades. This is a 30-inch mower with dual blades.
All right, so some of my pros and cons. A con is I still got ruts. This is a builder home. They didn't level anything really well. They didn't roll the grass out. As you can see, I got high spots and low spots. Well, on my 22-inch, I don't notice it because the wheelbase is so narrow. On this 30-inch, it's so wide that if I hit one of those ruts, my other side comes off the ground and it high centers. And then the personal pace doesn't work because it's just spinning tires. And you end up getting these nice little crop circles cut into your yard. Like I said, it's not a bad thing necessarily, but in my particular situation, it's a little bit of a drawback. I'm not too worried. The grass is going to come back. It's going to be healthy. One of the downsides I would have to say is probably the biggest downside in my opinion is the fuel tank size. It's too small. I filled this up to the brim where it actually bubbled over a little bit when we first started. The sponge makes it to where you can't really see how much fuel is in there left, but I have to fill up after my 8,000 square foot back before I can even finish the front. The same thing with my smaller mower, it just has a bigger fuel tank. So if you get a TimeMaster, I would suggest maybe doing that extra gallon modification that you've seen on YouTube all over the place, people modifying them to give it a better fuel tank. Not quite sure why Toro didn't make it a little bit bigger to begin with, just because it is a bigger engine, it's going to burn more fuel. One thing I really love about this mower, and I really wish every mower came like this, you can leave it on and the blade won't be running. Now, it sounds like it's something small, but if you see, I have a lot of obstacles, and unless I want to keep cutting in and dipping down in my yard, I just stop the blades. But I'll still be able to use this personal pace to be able to move the lawnmower, because it is a large lawnmower and it is rather heavy. So just hold here and just give little bumps and it turns nice and easy. You can flip it around any way you want. When you engage the blades, it has a little safety here, so you don't have to worry about accidentally hitting it, especially if you have to bend down to pick up a toy or something in front of the mower. It has a safety, and then you just pull it back, and the blade engages. Almost sounds like a vacuum because there's so much lift to these blades Toro put on here.
What we're working on now in Ramrod's backyard is 8,000 square feet of grass. With that 8,000 square feet, what we want to see now is we want to test to see how long it actually takes the TimeMaster to cut 8,000 square feet. For some of you guys, that's an average lawn. For some of you, that's too much. For some of you, that's too low. We want to see, will that time cut down in order to cut 8,000 square feet of grass back here in the front yard. So at times when you are mowing your grass, for some of you guys that don't mow low, some of you guys that mow a little bit higher, there's a couple things that you want to take into consideration on when you engage these blades here. Is that if you cutting at a higher setting and your mower is lower and you really want to go kind of a little bit lower, then at times if you engage the blades here, the grass might be a little bit too thick and it might shut the blades off for you. Sometimes what you can do is when you engage them blades, give it a little lift. Just give it a slight little lift like so, engage them blades, personal pace, and then walk. Some of you can just engage it and go perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine too, your preference. Just give you a little bit of food for thought.
Normally I maintain my yard at an inch in the front, inch and a quarter in the back. Problem with that is with all this rain we had, it grew too much. I'll yellow my yard out if I cut too much off of it. So I have this set at the letter F. Right now, I believe that's an inch and a half. G, the lowest setting, is an inch and a quarter. So I'm cutting a little bit higher, but it's still taking a lot off. I just don't want to bog it down. It's really wet.
We are at 1:15. 1:15 is our time. So we're going to see how long will it take to cut 8,000 square feet with a 30-inch Toro TimeMaster. Let's get it.
I bag until my weeds are gone. I still have some few stragglers here and there that I'm still working on. I just don't want it to spread. So one thing that I've tried this year that I've never done before is a lawn and leaf chute. These things are amazing. They're cheap. You can get them at Home Depot. You can get them Amazon, wherever. Any pretty much lawn care or do-it-yourself place is going to have them. They're really simple. I just open the bag up, slide it in. Undo it, fold these in. Now you can dump your bag, and if you have some that falls over, it normally end up on the ground. It hits the backboard and goes in. I never let it get this long. In fact, I mow it every week, and I didn't even miss a mow. The problem is we just had so much rain, and I just put down fertilizer last week and iron the week before that, so the grass is starting to kind of take some of those nutrients. But how long in 1 week I cut half the blade off for my normal height cut.
It took Ramrod exactly 30 minutes to cut a full 8,000 square feet. But wait, I know what you're thinking. B. Davis, man, that might be a little bit too long. No, you have to incorporate in there dumping the bag for 8,000 square feet. It only took us about 2.5 bags to fill, 2.5 full bags to fill 8,000 square feet of overgrown, some areas wet grass. He was walking at a slower pace because he wanted to make sure that he gets up all that wetness and things of that nature, and he don't have no issues or he don't miss any cuts. And then we were chit-chatting as well. So with all that put into 30 minutes. Now, if we didn't do any of that, if we just focus on the cut, if we just focus on dumping the bag and things of that nature, it would have brought our time down a lot. Maybe around that 18 or 20 minute mark, it would probably take him to cut 8,000 square feet and dump a couple bags. That is some timing. That is some great timing for you.
My opinion after using this quite a few times now is it's a great mower for doing large areas. In small compact areas, you know, it's big, so it's tough to maneuver around. Really, anyone that has, I'd say, over 7,500 square feet of grass, especially in one area where it's just wide open, you can't compete with it without going commercial grade, and you're going to pay triple the price at that point. Maybe put a Honda engine on it. No, just throwing that idea out there, but yeah, I like it.
All right, step of approval, guys. The 2020 Toro TimeMaster 30-inch dual blade 223 British Stratton engine gets the pass, gets the check. Bing. On 8,000 square feet. I like it. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Peace.